Hi, just to make sure everyone understands how the respiratory system works and how you should be filling in your notes for our human body unit for science. So here's a diagram of the respiratory system, and it's really all about getting in the oxygen that we need and getting the carbon dioxide that we don't need out. So if we follow the path of oxygen, we breathe in oxygen from the air. It enters either your nose or your mouth, and it travels down this tube called the trachea. It's also sometimes called the windpipe. The trachea then branches into two smaller tubes going to each side of your chest called bronchial tubes, and they lead to your lungs. So you have a lung on each side of your chest. And normally those lungs would be protected by your ribs, the bones on your chest. Now, the air, as it travels through these tubes that get smaller and smaller as they branch, eventually the air reaches these air sacs that are called alveoli. And we'll talk in a minute about what happens in the alveoli. There's one other part of your respiratory system I want to talk about, one other organ, and that is the diaphragm. That's the muscle. It's a large muscle that runs underneath your lungs, so kind of at the bottom of your chest. And this muscle, when it rises, it helps push the air out of your lungs, so it helps you to breathe out. And when it lowers, that muscle helps your lungs to pull in air into your lungs. So this is a large muscle that helps you to breathe. So in the next screen, I want to show a close-up of what the alveoli look like. So this is a closer-up picture of the air sacs that would be in your lungs. So the air sacs have these blood vessels running along them. And this is what happens in those blood vessels. As the oxygen comes into the alveoli, the oxygen leaves the alveoli and passes into your bloodstream. So this would be your blood vessels passing by. And what also happens is the carbon dioxide leaves the bloodstream, goes into your alveoli, and then the carbon dioxide leaves your lungs and you breathe it out. So the alveoli is really where the gas exchange happens. Oxygen going into the bloodstream, carbon dioxide leaving the bloodstream and going into your lungs so you can get rid of it. So just to make sure you're getting that information for your note sheet, if I can find it here. Backing up a minute on your day one notes, just want to make sure you have the equation for cellular respiration, which is oxygen, which you get from your respiratory system, and glucose come together and they produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So for notes from the last class, the function of the respiratory system, its job is really to bring in and deliver oxygen to your bloodstream and then remove the carbon dioxide. For listing 3 key parts or organs, you don't need all of these. I just wanted to give you a few examples. The lungs bring in the oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. The alveoli are the air sacs in the lungs that deliver oxygen to the bloodstream and remove carbon dioxide. The trachea is a tube that connects your throat to your lungs, and the diaphragm is a large muscle that helps with breathing. For describing how this system helps with cellular respiration, well, the respiratory system brings in the oxygen that's needed for cellular respiration. It also removes the carbon dioxide that's a waste product of cellular respiration. So your notes don't need to look exactly like these, but you should at least have the main ideas written down. As always, if you have any questions, please make sure you're emailing your teachers, or you can also join the Google Meets that have been offered for the week. Okay, good luck. Thanks.